Welcome back to This Week in Agribusiness. It's time now to take another look at the agronomy for your acres with our friends from Nutrien Ag Solutions. Joining us this week is Tyler Morgan. He's a crop consultant out of Sargent, Minnesota. Tyler, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Fill me in. How are things looking across Minnesota? What are farmers up to there in the state?
Stuff's looking great. We had a beautiful summer here. Guys are getting really excited to get in the field and see what we got out there. So, no, it should be, where guys got just starting to poke around a little bit here. We had some wet weather here last week, and so just getting a start on. But I think by the weekend it'll be full steam ahead. Guys will be rolling hard at it here. So
I see some rows out of the field there behind you. Yields so far of promising?
Yeah, the first initial reports we're hearing are sounding pretty good so far. Seeing some big differences in some of the early corn on fungicide application versus untreated. We had a lot of disease pressure up here this summer with southern rust, tar spot, kind of anything and everything, you name it, we can find it this year with the way the weather conditions were.
Now, of course, once those combines start to roll, we'll get that yield data. We'll be able to see how these products truly performed in the field. But while those growers are in the combines, they're taking a look at the field. What do you want them to be checking out, Tyler?
The biggest thing is to be keeping an eye on, visual responses. We've kind of been looking at that the last couple of weeks, even with flying drones and walking fields a lot. We can see some of the visual response to fungicide treatments on stuff, living longer here, finishing better as far as the crop goes. So that's the biggest thing, I think, to be just paying close attention and seeing what you notice out there visually, and then we can process that yield data later here and see what we can learn that way.
You mentioned some of the disease pressure, the warm, moist weather this season. Did you see a good return on fungicide applications?
I think we're going to. Early reports we're hearing some big responses to it on the corn, especially for the disease pressure. Same thing on, I think, soybeans. We're going to visually right now, we're seeing a big difference on white mold, treated versus untreated. Even SDS, as far as seed treatments go, it was very visually obvious here in the last couple of weeks of what fields were treated and untreated with and got hit hard with SDS, whether or not they had a good fungicide on the seed treatment side of things.
All right, now it's a question as to whether or not those visual performances will turn into advantages in the yield monitor. And of course, as growers get that data collected, what else would you encourage them to be collecting this harvest season so they're prepared for 2026?
Be watching, just pay close attention to hybrids, what they like on harvestability. Same with soybeans. We notice big differences on cut and how much horsepower and different aspects that you don't all correlate just to yield on harvestability, but then also start looking at what kind of fall trials can we get on, or fall products do we need to be utilizing to help push that ROI for next year, as far as tight XC on the fertilizer, extract for residue breakdown. Be talking to your agronomist on, if you haven't been using these products, to at least get a look at them and try them out with these commodity prices the way they are. We got to find ways to push yield and ROI even more.
That's what it's about. Push that yield to the next level. Tyler Morgan, crop consultant with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Thank you so much for joining us this week.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mike.